And when I was a kid, I wanted to be one thing and one thing only, and that was an athlete. But I had a handicap, and it was tough to overcome it. And my handicap was I was vertically challenged. So I always kept getting cut from the teams. I was always the last pick when my friends bucked up the sides. And I wrote a book called The Last Pick for obvious reasons. And it's about overcoming hurdles and adversity and the will to win and succeed. And but then I started running. You know why? Because nobody can cut you from running. You just run. And that's when I started running. And I've run about 150,000 miles since. But most recently, I wrote another book, and it's called Dream Big. Because when I was little, but I had big dreams. And one of the first big dreams I had was to run the Boston Marathon. So when I was 17 years old, I said, I'm gonna run the Boston Marathon. Now you had to be 18, so you can guess what happened. I ran as a bandit. Don't tell the race director I said that. And long story short, I ran and I got to the hills in Newton, and down I went. I got taken to the Newton Wellesley Hospital in an ambulance. And I got home and I told my parents that I gotta do this again. And next year I trained really hard. Long story short, I made it. I finished the Boston Marathon for the first time in 1973. And on that day I said, I'm gonna run this race every year for the rest of my life. And I've run it every year since, 45 years in a row. So people say to me all the time, you know, what's your best accomplishment? And in 1978, I ran across the United States, from Medford, Oregon to Medford, Mass, finishing Fenway Park on 35,000 people, averaging about 50 miles every day. And then I ran up the East Coast of America. I did all this for the Jimmy Fund, for the Rentham School, for the hand. A lot of these different things I've done in my career. So people say to me, what's your best accomplishment? And I always say the same thing. My best accomplishment is my next one. Because you can't live in the past, and you can't live on your laurels. So you always want to live for today and plan for tomorrow. And I got an opportunity to do this 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents. That was insane. But I did it. It was intense. The tough part wasn't the marathons. It was just in between. It's the travel, jumping on a plane. So we get on the plane, go to Antarctica, run the marathon, get back on the plane, go to Cape Town, South Africa, get off the plane, get on the bus, drive to the venue, run the marathon, get back on the bus, get back on the plane, and fly to Perth, Australia, get off the plane, get on a bus, go to the venue, run the marathon at 11 o'clock at night, finish at 3:30 in the morning, get back on the bus, get back on the plane, fly to Dubai, get on a bus, go to the venue, run a marathon, get back on the bus, get on a plane, go to Lisbon, Portugal, and then go to Cartagena, Colombia, and we finished in Miami. Piece of cake.
Jay, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.